from Scott from Dispel. Dance the Macabre every Wednesday and Sunday at 9 p.m. The live turntable set by Dispel featuring dark wave, goth, new wave, industrial, dark electro, goth, ability. Okay. You can also check out more from Dispel if you go to dispelmusic.com. Thank you for joining us for Candid Conversations. We have a couple people here right now joining us live in studio. We have Ariana, Aries Art Corner. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome. What you up to?
Writing.
Writing, okay.
Yes.
Speaking of writers, we also have Robin here. Robin Benedict.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Hi, Ari.
Hi.
Ariana, what are you writing about?
A comic book.
Are you writing a comic book?
Well, just the writing part of it. I haven't added any pictures.
Yeah, but that's okay. You got to get the storyline down first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Well, yeah, one step at a time, yo. Like, don't put too much pressure because that's when nothing comes.
It's called The
creatively.
Hidden Door.
The Hidden Door?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that, actually.
I'm excited about it too because that wasn't the title I suggested, was it?
What title did you suggest?
No, I don't remember. I like that title better than the one I suggested, though. I really do.
I don't think you even suggested one.
I don't remember. Like,
I
remember she used to make these little clay things, like these little clay animals, and
really?
I call them, I call them Mon-Mons.
Mon-Mons?
Mon-Mons.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because, you couldn't call them, can't call them Pokemon and can't call them Digimon, so just let's call them Mon-Mons.
There you go.
Yeah, she went with that for a little bit, and then she kind of evolved to more of the artistic, like the writing and the literary stuff.
That's amazing. Yeah, because you know what? We're all here to tell a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is hopefully somebody will resonate with that story and be inspired by that story, or resonate with that story and have that story kind of be a part of the human experience that we're all having, right?
Yes.
And being affected by one another is so important. So
it is.
Yeah.
It's funny that the adults in the group are wearing the festive hats and the child is not.
Yeah, where's your hat, girlfriend?
Yeah,
Where is your hat?
Let's get your hat on. Okay, while she goes to get that.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay.
While she goes to get that, we'll chop it up for a bit.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I got your contact through one of your good friends, John Paul.
John Paul Zammit. Oh, yeah. He's the band.
John Paul Zammit, yeah. He kind of, I don't even know how I met him. I was just online one time and he just messaged me and he's like, oh, I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I know some people you should meet. And he just bombarded me with a couple of messages. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
cool. And
he's my biggest fan.
Yeah, I can tell. He's like, this is my friend Robin. She's doing this. She's doing that. Here's her video. Here's you know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool. And then, I checked out some of your stuff, and then it just so happened that this month for Culture Shock, we are doing women in the industry. So it happens to cover, we're trying to cover all bases from the singer to the administration to all of that stuff. So people who know the whole rounds and all of that. So,
for sure, yeah.
I was lucky enough to come into contact with you through Jean Paul, and I will be including you in this month's edition of Culture Shock magazine, which will be available online. If I have my way, it'll be available online Saturday. If life has its way with me, it'll be Monday. So
you know what? Honestly, I'm finding these times right now, it's like having goals is great, one at a time, and you put too much on your plate, then nothing gets done. And I'm finding also time, putting a date on things is good to have a goal in mind, but life is so unpredictable these days. It's really hard to do that.
It really is. And it's like, I have I've so far managed to keep it intact. Like the only thing, like I'm kind of slipping on my music a little bit now because I'm so focused on the magazine, and I have like we're doing like 7, 8 podcasts. I think I do like
Wow.
6, 7 podcasts a week. So
Wow, amazing. Wow. So you're killing it. So yeah,
oh,
so that's hard. You're like jack of all sort of, right? You want to put stuff out there to the world.
Where it comes to media, yeah, I like to know as much as possible about like the connections and the creations of it, so I can help those that might need information about it. It's daunting at times, but it's worthwhile to know it because
So yeah, I'm the same. I've been protesting since the beginning of the pandemic, and lost a lot of my closest friends, a lot of my family, for just saying, like, for not wearing a mask. But it's funny how the narrative through the mainstream, world is that we're like evil anti-maskers and we're endangering people's lives, when really we're just trying to liberate people to taking off that mask and breathing in their own oxygen, and understanding that our human body is a magical, miraculous thing that has an immune system that heals itself when it's given the tools to do so, right? So when you cut that air off, you're not giving your immune system the tools. So yeah, I like to educate people too. I think people thought in the beginning that I was so just destined to be right. And anybody who knows me knows that, like, I'm open. I want to talk about stuff. I want to have human connection. I want to have discussions. I want to, like, really hash it out, like, in a nice way, in an educational way, not an angry angst. Facebook is very much right. Like, everyone's so tied emotionally to what they think they know, and their ego is stopping them from learning more. So let's just keep learning more. We don't ever stop learning, right? We're not supposed to.
For real.
Yeah.
And life is an everyday learning process. Oh, she's back. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Oh, does she have her hat on?
Yes, she does. There she goes.
Hold on. Let me get my. Oop. That was my own hair. Oop.
Yeah, girl.
Hi.
There you
There's
go.
now we're all like, see how we're all meshing? We're mashing.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh my God, you got the little pigtail. Is that like Rapunzel kind of? Love it. That's awesome.
Something like it. Oh my.
You might find you were a cave woman in a past life, eh, Ariana?
I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I had a dream, first dream I remembered in a very long time, and it was after doing a chakra dance program. Like, and she warns, like, once you start dancing and listening to the music and opening your chakras, you might have vivid dreams. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't remember my dreams. That night, I dreamt that I was being hung in a coliseum for thousands of people. It was insane. Like, looking up at the news at the front of the building, like, right? And going, is that for me? Like, just the most vivid dream I've ever had. So obviously I was killed in a past life for being, a free thinker, a woman with a brain in her head. So it's interesting. Yeah, that was the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. As far as, like, yeah, it was intense. Oh my God, I was cuffed and I had a black bag over my head, but I had eye holes, and I was in shackles, and this guy, this big guard, was standing next to me, ready to walk me up this wooden staircase to this platform where there was a noose hanging, but it was like it was a crumbled coliseum. It was like, you know what I mean? Like back in the Roman days when like the buildings had crumbled, but there was still events happening, and there was thousands of people, and everyone's waiting for the big event, and I'm looking at this news going, wait a second, I'm in shackles. This guy's holding on to me. Is that for me? And I was like, I wonder if that's going to hurt. And I thought, well, it'll get me off this planet faster, so I guess it'll be worth it, kind of thing, so I can come into the next life and, do it all over again.
So do you believe that, and I've heard this before, and it sounds like you're a person of, I want to say more spiritual or open-minded, esoteric beliefs. Do you believe that the light at the end of the tunnel is really the birth canal?
Wow, that's intense. Well, I do believe that we're the smartest and the most brilliant and the most magnificent when we're born. The hospital is in the way that they've bastardized, birthing a child on planet Earth. We all come out taking it right, snatching us away from our birth mother and putting us on a weight scale and lights and people, loud, and it's like traumatizing, right? Like that was not how birth was supposed to happen. So I think that they've really honed in on how to put us in fear from birth. But if it were properly done, that could be, interesting, right? Because the light at the end of the tunnel is you moving into another form, another life, another experience, right? But we're not supposed to keep coming back to Earth, though. We're supposed to evolve on Earth. We're supposed to learn the lessons that our soul needs to learn. We're supposed to transmute all that pain for not only ourselves but others, and then move on to being that little ball of light that we actually are, right? But because the shame and the fear narrative, indoctrinated solely into a system that actually isn't real at all, keep coming back till we figure it out, right? So this is the Great Awakening, what's happening right now.
Okay. So
this is the Great Awakening.
It is.
Sorry.
With the last year and what's happened, it's kind of like if you haven't opened your eyes to not only just the protest with like the Black Lives Matter and the Justice for Black Lives and
being a black man, what are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter?
I am under the belief that if I have to tell you I matter, it's gonna be hard to convince you. Like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. It's like if you don't innately possess the knowledge base that every life has quality, regardless of skin color, and I, because of my skin color, have to tell you that I matter. It's like it's almost a losing fight because it's been sent. Well, since I've only legally been allowed to marry, like it's only been legal for 53 years, 54 years maybe, for me and my wife to be married.
Why? What?
Well, because that was the end of the civil rights movement. Well, not the end of, but like part of the civil rights movement. So like my wife is white. So having that dichotomy, it's like there's a lot of things that happen that people don't expect to. And for me, it's hard because I want to be accepted for who I am, not just for my skin color. You know what I mean? Like when I'm successful in business, I want to be a successful man in business. And yes, being a black man comes with it, but I don't want the color of my skin to have to be the connotation of my success or a connotation of my success.
Well, white people have been indoctrinated into the system to believe that they should feel some sort of guilt for what black people have gone through because their ancestors are responsible for the slavery and all the stuff. But and then when you say, oh yeah, I have black friends, that's a racist comment. People don't even understand that they're being racist. Just by paying any attention to it, you are being racist. Right? And I was called out for being a racist in the beginning because I said, I do not support Black Lives Matter. It's a terrorist group, and it's a group run by white men, white elite billionaire men, and all the money from Black Lives Matter went straight into the Biden campaign. It didn't go to a single black person, let me tell you that. Right? And I got called a racist for not supporting that shit. Really? The Democrats have been enslaving. The Democrats have been using black people as pawns in their fucking scheme. It's not. You're right. I guess I should be so close. There is more than two narratives, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And that's why I try not to, when the conversation comes up, I'll hold it and I will try to be non-biased because, like you said, people have been taught to think a certain way for an extended period of time, and that has become acceptable, even though like it's like there's things that if every culture looked at what they did to another person outside of their culture and said, would I do this to someone? Would I do this to me? You know what I mean? I think a lot of things would change. But because of that disassociation, because of the skin color and because of the race, creed, or what have you, they just, they just don't have the same compassion that they could.
No. You know,
So,
and here's the thing. Like, honestly, I love all people, and I've been actually wrongly judged throughout this pandemic as somebody who doesn't care, who's incompassionate, who doesn't have any concern for other people's health and situation that we're in and all that. And like anybody who really knows me knows that's bullshit, right? But what I'm saying is we're all oppressed, all of us. This is the thing, is that when you start to say, okay, black people are oppressed, and you start to say, Mexicans are criminals, or you say, like all the different stereotypes, right? You start to do that. That's the thing that's creating the division between humanity. We are all one. We're all connected. We're all the same. We're skin color or nothing, right? We're all oppressed. We are not each other's enemies. We have to stand together.
Are different, though.
Sorry?
Our struggles are different. It's like,
for sure,
I as a black man can't say that. And I'm not saying this to divide anybody. I'm just saying this to put perspective on it. It's like, I as a black man can't say that I know what your struggle is as a white woman. I don't like, and you know what I mean? Yep. So to better assist in any improvement, like this is part of what I'm doing. Like these podcasts is to bridge the gap, get a better understanding. You know what I mean? Because
for other people, right?
Exactly. If I can do something to help my fellow human, man,
woman,
what have you, it's my obligation to do so, right? So, I hear what you're saying. So, yeah, you're right. There's definitely a divide being created with that narrative.
The reason why I say we're all oppressed and we're all is because that's the thing that's going to, so my struggles as a white woman are different from yours as a black man, but because of the system that's been in place for thousands of years that has indoctrinated and mind controlled us to think that we are separate, but we're not, right? So and that's what's happening right now, this Great Awakening, it's tearing down the system that we've been enslaved in. Prison, like Earth is a prison planet. It's the only one. Like we're not we weren't evolving for a while there. We were going backwards, right? Now the energy is being shot into the planet. We have assistants now. We have people on our side. But like to bring each other together, forget the system, forget everything clean that slate, wipe it clean and start and just go and just govern yourself through love for everyone, and never judge because you don't know what someone else has been through. And you know what I mean? Like the system is the thing. It's the whole problem with everything that's wrong with the world today, and ripped apart.
Not everybody sees that. Not everybody's actually taking the time to look at the structure of it. And the system wasn't built with me in mind. I know that for a fact. And I often say the only people that have been oppressed longer than blacks have been women and indigenous people. So
good call. Yep.
You know what I mean? So like,
sorry, you don't mind I'm smoking.
Oh no, you're outside. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting though to see how the narrative can change, but it's like I found, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I found that just before COVID happened, like we were on, like humanity as a whole was on the brink of a togetherness that we hadn't experienced in a long time. Like the party scene, like the club scene, not the club scene, the bar scene out here was the livest it's been in a long time. I mean, there was a whole bunch, like all of these t-shirts were made by different groups. Well, the first one, the tie-dye one, That was made by Zach Burry and Vibrant Arrow. The second one, the Expose the North shirt, that's my company shirt. I got
nice.
the Lund Crew shirt right here, and then the Choom Gang shirt right here.
Cool.
These were all, yeah, the tie dye is dope. They were all got like during performances and things like that. So
there's
you know
support
what I mean?
for sure.
Yeah. So now to sit here and be like, to have so many limitations, it's hard.
It's crazy. It's causing a lot of mental illness in everyone, right? So we have to figure out how to balance out our emotions through meditation and through like bringing our mind back to center, like calm, right?
That's the stuff. Meditation. That's exactly. And few people actually, I'm not sure how many people realize how important it is to just take that breath.
Oh yeah. Well, we stop breathing. I don't know if you notice yourself doing this, but I know everyone I know has had a problem with it. It's like when you start to think and you start to overthink about everything that you're stressed about, fearing and like everything, bills and what am I going to do next and how am I going to make my music career successful? Because, we've been told that we're never going to be able to sustain ourselves, right? Because artists, they've been trying to wipe artists off the friggin' globe for a long time. And they've done a fantastic job. So we were the first ones to go in this entire thing, right? So I was playing 5 days a week, full time.
I was doing like 8 shows a month.
I had 2 gigs booked on St. Patrick's Day last year, today, the day that they locked down the world. Because today is the 1-year anniversary of 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So, but I had $600 in income and 2 gigs coming in that day, gone, wiped out first day in. I've lost so much money. I had tours in Florida and in New York City and Alaska that were all canceled, right? So they've done a really good job of taking the artist out for sure. And now they're taking the middle class out completely by taking all of our unessential jobs, right? While they are making billions off of the sale of masks and the vaccine, it's disgusting.
So what do you think has to be done in order for the arts to make a resurgence?
Okay, so remember back in World War II, then they had the prohibition of alcohol, right?
Yeah.
You can't tell if humans they can't party with one another and drink some drinks. And if we're all adults and you know what I mean, drinking is not the enemy if we're doing it responsibly and having fun and enjoying and not making it a daily, obviously, addiction, right? And that's up to us internally. That's not up to anybody else, right? So, yeah, you can't tell a bunch of humans, no, you can't have fun, you can't party, you can't have live music, you can't do any of that. So when the prohibition happened, then that's when all the speakeasies started coming in. The illegal after-hours clubs where they would have some thug who was 8 feet tall and friggin' muscle man standing at the door. And that door was locked. And there was bands and there was cigarette girls. You know the cigarette girls with the feathers in their hair?
And the cartons,
right? Literally, the speakeasies took over, right? So we as the people have to say, no. You can't tell me that it's illegal for me to have people in my home. We got to start opening venues, man, private after-hours venues, and we need to just show, who the hell is running this shit? How are people telling us that we can't live? It's
well, insane. You see, I don't know. I look at it from an objective perspective, and ultimately, it's there is only so much one can do, but if we unite and actually, speak to the cause, and we're responsible. That's the thing. It's a level of responsibility and accountability. Not everybody, people don't always want to be the first one. For example, it's
the first person on the dance floor, right? Or the first person to the karaoke song or whatever, right? It's true. Yeah, it just takes one person, and we've been protesting this entire year, and we had DJs on back of trucks, and we've been dancing through the streets and through red lights and protesting for our freedom and enjoying each other's company and listening to music and doing all the things that we as humans have every freaking right to do. And we've been demonized as irresponsible. So like you said, it's a responsibility, but the mainstream media has called us anti-maskers, just like they called anti-vaxxers. I know a lot of people who aren't anti-vax, but they're not taking this vax. right? But they've all been put into this one pile over here. These demon anti-vaxxers, these demon anti-maskers. How about calling us pro-breathers? And then tell me how you feel about us, right?
Well, it's like being a hip hop artist. You know what I mean? People automatically assume the worst because you don't
You're a gangster,
don't fall into the narrative. It's like I don't know very many gangsters that'll rock this getup. It's just and even the term gangster has been misused nowadays because a gangster in the traditional sense is someone that'll look out for their family and look out for their loved ones. So in that regard, yeah. The term thug, however, is one that is misrepresented. There's a difference between a gangster and a thug. A gangster is the professional, like the mafia type with the suit and the tie.
That you don't mess with, right?
You know what I mean? The thug is usually the ignorant street grunt that doesn't know enough about what's going on to make a change. So
my girlfriend, I have a fan who turned a friend in Seattle, and she's mother of 4, married, living in Seattle, Washington, and sent me a shit ton of pictures of her bruises. She was jumped by 3 Antifa black chicks, and she didn't. They're just like, you Trump bitch, you're gonna die tonight, kicking her in the face, like just. She'd never didn't know these people. The mid person. I don't know how it is in the States. I don't live in the States, so I don't know. I shouldn't speak to it too much, but all I'm saying is these women didn't know anything about her, and we're calling her a Trump bitch and kicking her face, saying you're gonna die because she's white. So as much as there is, of course, oppression, and now it's everything, everywhere. It's in all of us. The hatred has been injected into us by the system that's made us divide from each other, and that is the real issue we're dealing with right now. We need to come back together, like you said.
It's true, but like you have situations where it's like you have you have situations where people. I'm going to speak on it because it's currently occurring and it's happening in my life. You have situations where people go out of their way to create problems for someone that has no want or desire to associate with them. And then the person who's trying to do good is made look like the bad guy because he doesn't want to be caught up with the foolishness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been doing that as the bad guy, and I'm actually a loving human.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's ultimately,
and that's something to talk about too. The thing is that we put people on pedestals, right? Hollywood stars, our politicians that we apparently voted in, which is absolute a crock of shit. The Queen of England, she's like, oh, the monarchy. No, that bloodline is not even consistent. They're illegal. They're not even like in the royal bloodline. The whole system is absolute shit. And we're being told to put these people on a pedestal, yet these are the people that are robbing us blind all the time. The Hollywood stars are their minions to give us the narrative that they want us to speak of, because we worship these Hollywood stars. We put them on pedestal. The minute you start putting another human on a pedestal over yourself is the minute you create a divide. We are all the same. We've all been through different experiences. We all are human, like souls here, trying to figure shit out in a system that is wrong in every way, shape, and form. So, you want to talk about wrong. I studied when this whole thing went down. I was like, nope, this is not real. Something is going on here. And my soul told me. And I had a girl who used to be an activist. She chained herself to a tree back in the day to stop them from tearing down a forest. And 10 years later, after 10 years of university, she's asking me, so you trust your intuition more than your government? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, you're a hippie, man. Like we have an intuition and it's real. And my intuition said this is a crock of shit. So I started researching virology, like true virology. Going back to 1918, the Spanish flu. And if you look, you can also research terrain theory. There's germ theory, there's terrain theory. Terrain theory is about the human body and the virus. We are full of viruses. Just like cancer, when our immune system's low and we're not getting what we need we're not giving our body the tools to work at its optimal, right? Our immune system lowers. We start to, everyone's sick around you. Who do you know that's perfectly healthy? No one. Thanks to the fucking medical system. Sorry about my language, but anyway, we don't understand how deeply this goes. We cannot transmute viruses from one another to the other. It's not possible. The viruses are already inside of us. The viruses are the thing that makes our body and our immune system work. It challenges our immune system to fight for us, to keep us healthy. If we didn't have viruses, we would be screwed. We need the viruses. It's all part of Mother Nature's plan. Like, we heal ourselves. I cannot pass COVID or coronavirus to you by standing next to you or hugging you or breathing on you or whatever. It's a lie from the beginning. This entire vaccine is a lie.
Is it not possible for the viruses to combine and create a complication though for the system, like the viral pathogen, so to speak?
So if your immune system is working and your gut bacteria really goes down to your gut, right? Everything starts in your gut. If your digestive system is compromised because of the food that we're eating, the food supply is full of chemicals, full of pesticides, full of preservatives, full of sugar, full of all the shit that we are not supposed to be able to digest, actually. So of course we're all sick, right? So, you want to talk about COVID, you lock down our entire world for a virus that's 99.7% recoverable, but yet heart disease, diabetes, take the fucking sugar out of our food supply. Stop talking about a virus. How about we address real problems? How about address the opiate addictions and where are the opiates coming from? Let's talk about how are we gonna, right?
That's our government. That's our government, though. We all know that. Like, it's like the war against drugs. That's not a war against drugs. It's a war on black people. Like, it's a misguided system used to create a narrative that makes people of color look like they're some kind of hoodlums. And
yeah, and you know who traffics the most people and drugs on this planet? The Pope and the Queen of England. So, just get the drugs into North America so we can depopulate and we can make money off of their mental illness. We can make money off their rehabilitation, which is bullshit. The rehabilitation system is absolutely devastating. They're not rehabilitating.
You know what? I've spoken to some of these systems. I've gone to some of these places where they're supposed to be helping you deal with something, and I mean, like, when the problem that they're supposed to help you deal with is being triggered, and they're still telling you, no, we're not going to do anything because the reason you're here is evident, but we're not going to help you unless you change your behavior. And
no. Like, they say, come on in, pay us all your money or whatever, and then here we'll detox you off the drug you're addicted to, and we're going to give you a bunch of other drugs to get you off of those drugs, and then we're going to leave you on those drugs for as long as whatever you want, but they're temporary fixes for conquering addiction. Yet I know many people that have been on their anti-anxiety medication that were supposed to be the thing to help them detox 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They're only supposed to be used for weeks. And the doctor just keeps handing out the prescription. And now we're addicted to anti-anxieties, and now we're on antidepressants, and now we're doing, you know what I mean? Like, it's a stupid cycle that doesn't make no sense. And they're killing people. They're killing addicts. They're killing homeless people. They're killing addicts. They're killing black people, especially in the New York City.
Yeah, they're hunting us down like we're wild boar. And the thing is, the problem is, it's like the ones who promote peace are the ones that are the most attacked sometimes, and it's just like, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? Like, what can I do? I could be the chef and the waiter and the busboy, and it's still not enough. So why am I going to go above and beyond a necessary course of action when the situation isn't beneficial? Sorry, no.
Right. And then you know what that perpetrates? Our lack of desire to excel as a human soul, like to come onto this planet and to give life everything we want to have back, to inject our love into this experience that we're having, this human experience, to make it better. We don't, the desire to do that can be easily wiped away by, like you said, like never being enough and being demonized and being divided and being told we're oppressed, being told taking the fathers out of the home.
It's like that. It's like even so far as to Black History Month. My biggest problem with that is the primary focus is slavery. I've said this before and I'll say it again. People get a little uncomfortable when I say it. Black people were many other things before we were slaves. We were kings, we were queens, we were teachers, we were educators, we were inspirers, we were inventors. We are still all of those things.
Absolutely.
And in taking charge on that last month, this month, I wanted to highlight women and their contribution to the industry and society, and to illustrate where their strengths are and highlight some of the things they've done well. Because as a man, like, I have sisters, aunties, my mother, my daughter, my wife, and I've seen them overcome some things or do some things that if I wasn't there for, I wouldn't know. And it's like, well, if you're doing such great things, why is it made seem like you're not capable of doing something when you're just as capable, if not more so in some situations, than a man? So, like, I wanted to take a step back.
We're the life bringers, right?
Nature is a mother.
They had to oppress us. Men felt inferior to women because we were the ones that could birth children, who could carry on the family legacy, who could carry on the humanity, right? So that's deep down level of like why women have been oppressed for thousands and thousands of years, which is burned at the stake. We're talking, we're going back, right?
Yeah, thrown into the water with rocks tied to their ankles.
Yep. Oh God! And if they floated, right? If they sunk, they were innocent, but they would die anyway because they sunk. And if they floated, they were guilty.
Yep.
Right? Is that right? Yeah. It's gross, disgusting. So yeah, but no, what you were saying about women and like their contribution. So, when I write songs, I always they could start out a little bit down, but I always like to end on a positive note because I feel like that's part of it. Like being okay with the darkness and like accepting that not everything's always going to be perfect. And if it was, we wouldn't know what happiness was if we were always happy. We wouldn't know different. Right? So
you gotta appreciate the rain you gotta deal with the rain to appreciate the sun.
Exactly, right? And so I wrote a song about gratitude. It's called Thank You. I'm releasing it this year. I also wrote a song about freedom. It's called Freedom. And it's for the movement. Okay. I also wrote a song called The Great Awakening, which is about the Great Awakening, what's happening right now, even if you aren't aware. Okay. And I have another song I wrote about Janis Joplin after 50 years of being dead. So that's coming out. I've got my contribution is my music. And also, I'm really good. I love to. It's important to me to bring people into the music, to make it an inclusive experience, right? So, jamming. I'm always jamming gigs, bringing people up. It's more about human connection. Music is a thing that connects humans. Music isn't just a thing on its own. It has a purpose, and so once you're on a stage and you're not engaging your audience, it loses its purpose, right? So inclusiveness and the message that comes through this universal language is so important. That's the reason why I write songs.
Okay. And how long have you been involved in songwriting?
Well, I started singing in a rock band, like cover rock band, when I was 25. I'm 41. I think I wrote my first song in my mid-20s. And then I just kind of been developing it, not on purpose, but like I never wanted to play guitar, but I love writing songs on the guitar. I didn't have a lot of confidence when it came to songwriting for many, many years. I thought I suck. But then once I started to grow in this experience, I started to really start to write really catchy tunes, and I was like, holy crap, man, maybe I am okay at this, So it's developed over the years, and I'm about to release a new, authentic sound to the world, and hopefully assist in this great awakening.
Well, I do have another podcast where I feature the music of different artists from Niagara and beyond. So if you'd like to feature your album on there, I think, well, we're booked up until May 15th, but after that we can book you in and feature your music on the show.
Let's do it. I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could play you some of my new tunes. I would play them, like, live if you wanted. So.
Okay.
I think my computer's gonna die here. I'm in Hamilton, Ontario.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm in Welland, Ontario.
Welland. Okay, you're not that far. You're like 35 minutes, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So before your computer dies, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I'd like to give a shout out to JP Zammit. John Paul, we love you so much. And John Paul is fighting cancer right now, and he's killing it. He's kicking ass. We love you, and you're very important to this world, right? And so don't forget that. And just to everyone who supported me in my music up until now, all my friends, my boyfriend Alan, who's been super duper supportive in this crazy time, unexpected experiences that we're all having, right? Yeah. So yeah, and you for inviting me onto your show.
No problem. Yes. So yeah, that is an open invitation to join me again for the Terrell Effect, and we'll feature your music on there.
That'd be great.
Yeah, this has been great. You've had quite the shocking conversation.
Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't bore you.
No, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know I was going to be getting into the politics of things right now, because usually people want to steer away from it because.
No, we need to talk about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right, let's bring Ari in.
All right.
Ari,
hi, Ariana.
Good.
All right.
Hi.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hi.
Hi. It was nice meeting you guys.
Yep.
I don't know how much longer my computer's going to last.
Okay.
I'm short on electronics these days. My phone is punched, and my computer's kind of, it's used.
You know what? It's probably because you're doing good in the universe. They trying to limit your ability.
Yeah, I know, totally. Yeah, buddy. That's not going to stop me. Yeah.
Exactly. You just got to keep pushing forward.
That's right.
So, yeah. All right. Where can the people find you?
Oh yeah, so you can go to robinbenedict.ca. We're working on that website to get it up and running. You can also find me on YouTube, Robin Benedict. I've just started a subscription site, which I haven't quite launched yet, but it's Ko-Fi. But you can also find me on Bandcamp if you want to purchase my music on Bandcamp, or you can actually stream me on Spotify as well, Robin Benedict, and hear my 6-song EP from 2016, Dance Away the Darkness. So yeah, there's lots of new exciting experiences coming this year. I'm joining forces with people for a Canada-wide charity based around releasing the stigma of mental illness, and I'll be on a compilation album that's going to be released in the fall, and with the launch of this amazing fun charity called Birdsong. And so shout out to Maggie. Mwah. I'm so happy to be connected to her. She's a wonderful woman, and she's determined, and she's lovely, and so we're lots of exciting things happening.
Okay. All right. Well, keep me posted.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, I hope the tech gods bestow you with the devices you require to.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that very much.
To further your development.
Ariana, keep working on that. Keep writing, eh? I can't wait to read your comic book when it's all said and done.
Okay. I forgot what I was doing.
You go, girl.
All right. So yeah.
Thanks so much. I had a great time.
No problem. All right. Take care.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes. Oh, and happy 1 year, 2 weeks of flattening the curve.
Yes, happy 1 year of 2 weeks of flattening the curve for real. All right.
So, yeah. Bye, guys. Have
All
a great
right,
night.
later.
All right, ciao.
Bye.
All right. If you click leave at the top of the screen, it should pop you out.
Got it. All right.
All right. Later. All right. So, yeah. Woo. That was, I said we're going to have a personality in here. That was Robin Benedict, ladies and gentlemen. I'm chilling here. We got Aries Art Corner. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome.
I think we're getting in right here.
Yeah, you're right there. It's all good. We got DUI, driving under insanity, you know what I mean, in the background, just making sure things are smooth. But yeah, I think we're gonna call this one because it's been a good one, and why drag it out longer than it needs to go? Check out sharetheshock.ca, at the block online on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff. Culture Shock issue 4 issue 7, sorry, is going to be out soon. But join Restream with a discount on us. We got Culture Shock issue 6 up. That's at sharetheshock.ca/issue 6. We got the Expose the North website and the Share the Shock website at sharetheshock.ca. Oh, man. Donations are welcome at sharetheshock@gmail.com. That goes to our PayPal. The Dispel album is available at dispelmusic.com. There's actually 3 albums available at dispelmusic.com. Download them for $9.99. Was it $9.99? Yeah, it was $9.99. Can't hear you. Hold on. I can see it. I can see that you're definitely not pleased with this fact that I can't hear you. No.
How's that?
Much better.
There we go.
There we go.
And don't forget this night at 9 at Dispel's Twitch channel, which is twitch.com/dispel_music. There, he's doing a DJ show tonight at 9 o'clock.
I think it's twitch.tv/dispel_music.
That's it. Yes, he sent me the link today.
Yes.
So I get a chance
so
to
check that out. That's happening at 9 o'clock today. Yeah, I plugged that at the beginning of the show. That was the first thing I said on the show, actually.
Oh, here it is. Actually, we do have it on here.
Yeah. Dispel Twitch, twitch.tv/dispel_music. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, add
That's
them
every
up.
Wednesday and Sunday at 9 for him.
Okay. All right, yeah. So I think that's it for me because I still got that magazine to work on, and oh gosh, I got a couple articles to write up.
Nice. You almost done it
Yep.
though?
Halfway through it, and I have 3-4 articles already typed. So I have like 7 of the 11 that I'm going to do. I just have to type up one on small scale farms and Renee Delaney. And then yeah, I think that's and then I have one on Penny Moon that I gotta go through and revise. So other than that, I think I have everybody placed. I still have a few spaces for ads. So if you're looking for a promo spot in a magazine that gets over 500 views a month online, check me out at Culture Shock or sharetheshock.ca/issue-6. Yeah, girls in the art corner just on her phone, so we'll let her do her thing. All right, so yeah, man. Definitely. So we still haven't figured out what we're cooking for this week.
No, not yet. I've been kind of busy this week. It's been a kind of hellish week for me again.
Oh yeah.
And interesting.
I can imagine. Well, y'all, thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. And tune in on Saturday where we have a special edition at 10:30 a.m. where we will be featuring. Watch your headphones. gotta show some love to our dudes at Soulicious Pepper Sauce. You see them pepper, yeah? You know them, Mac? Soulicious Pepper Sauce. Too hot for tech. XX Inferno. We have 2 flavor. Bring one for your friend or even your neighbor. Soulicious Pepper Sauce. Look on the ingredient. No fat in it. And we have spices, yes. Soulicious Pepper Sauce. We have the niceness. Put it in your drink and spice it up, yes. Soulicious Pepper Sauce. We have apron too. So worth to eat. Just right for you. Oh, shit. Every time I watch that, I'm just like, we did that in like 45 minutes, not even.
Yep, from start to
45
finish.
minutes before the show.
So if you want to sponsor an episode of the Savage Circle, the Potluck, this, any one of our many shows, we can do something up.
Yeah, man. ShareTheShock@gmail.com. The Savage Potluck Podcast @gmail.com.
Savage
Donations
Potluck.
are welcome at ShareTheShock@gmail.com because basically all this is out of pocket. So, you know what I mean? Whatever I'm doing, I've pretty much been funding. So, you know, some help would be great. If y'all liking what you're seeing, hit up that email address, $5, $10, however much you feel like contributing. Everything, every dollar counts. So, you know what I mean?
$2. That's,
$2.
That would be even happy.
Send a toonie. I'm a coffee drinker. So yeah. Okay, well, we'll chat a bit after the stream ends, but for those of y'all watching at home, we thank you. Take some time to do some good. Bless up.